All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Living the Dream podcast. Today on the show, we are going through Proverbs chapter 2. Yes, we are on Proverbs chapter 2 now, verses 1 through 5. And so, what is this really talking about? We'll get into that after we read the text. Here we go. My son, if you receive my words and treasure up my commandments with you, making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding. Yes, if you call out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as for hidden treasures, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. So first I'm going to go through my notes, and then just reading over this out loud for you guys, I thought of a couple more other things. So the first thing that popped up to me is that the search for wisdom and becoming is a journey for hidden treasures. So I really like this, the second part of verse 4, and search for it as for hidden treasures, because it made me think of, what is that guy's name? It's like Journey to the Center of the Earth. No, not that movie. Um, Not Percy Jackson. Oh man, they would just search for hidden treasure, and he was like a cowboy. He had a hat, and he had like a lasso. I don't think it was quite that extreme, but I will get you the name of this in the show notes. I will edit it in. Anyway, I just think of him going to find the lost treasure in that movie. It's a really famous, there's like 3 of them, I think. Anyway, moving on, moving forward. I think of that journey as just so exciting. And I think of the hero's story in that journey. And when I think of the hero's story in that journey, maybe not in that specific movie, but definitely in this journey for hidden treasures, you have the just becoming the hero, the climatic moment where you perform as the hero, and then the falling action where you either go on to mentor, go on to give your wisdom. I can really also draw parallels between anime, but the search for wisdom and becoming is a journey for hidden treasures, and the root of this is that it is very exciting. Like, if you seek it like silver and search for it as for hidden treasures, you call out for insight, raise your voice for understanding. When you're so excited, you're raising your voice, right? You're calling out for insight. And I don't know if that's how they want you to raise your voice, with excitement here, but that's just how I'm kind of seeing it. So, first and foremost, the search for wisdom and becoming is a journey for hidden treasures. And I'm pretty sure Andrew Tate said that life is like the ultimate video game, and Alex Hormozi refers to entrepreneurship as a game. And so when I think of searching for hidden treasures, when I think of the excitement behind that, I also think of a game and kind of treating life like a game. And so that's definitely not in the text. It's not telling you to treat life like a game, but the same excitement that we have when people play Fortnite or get a victory royale on Fortnite or get a dub on Call of Duty, or even the game of life, like you get a certain status symbol or you get a certain this or a certain that. That's how the search for wisdom should be, and that's how you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God, when you are seeking wisdom with some excitement, like there's something to look forward to. And the last thing I want to say is there should be an excitement to learning how to impact people at scale. So this kind of comes from the hidden treasures, the game. It's a video game. Life is a game. There should be some excitement of learning how to impact people at scale, becoming the person you want to and are called to be, and leveling up in life. We're not meant to shrink. Growth is what keeps us going. So that's what I wrote. That's just my personal take on things. I think growth is what keeps us going. And I really like how this is talking about making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding. And it's implementing all parts of yourself, you're the active listening here, and then the heart positioning to make sure you are humble and you're in a position to understand. You're not in a position to be correct, right? So that's kind of what I took away from these verses, and where has it shown up in my life. I would say the first thing is doing an energy audit and figuring out which parts of life fascinate me. So that was talking to people about their dreams and goals and helping them do it, right? That's where I could search for something like it's a hidden treasure. I could seek silver. So when I'm thinking of really good questions to ask, when I'm thinking of really interesting ways to help people, it comes from that excitement of helping people achieve their dreams and goals. And I think there's all sorts of hidden treasures there, because I think it's my way of connecting to the core of humanity. So I think a lot of people connect to the core of humanity in different ways. Like some people would say art is their way of connecting to the core of humanity. Some people would say hard work or blue collar work or meditation or exercise or good entertainment. They're core parts of humanity that we're all kind of uniquely designed to connect to, I think. And for me, it's dreams and goals, it's hopes, it's people's kind of conception of themselves. That's the part where I really like to connect. And that energy audit helped me figure that out. And so it was a thing that I could search for as I would search for hidden treasures. Now I would say reading and creating a vivid vision and doing my Bob Proctor / Hormozi statement is also something that has really helped me just grow excited about the things that I'm pursuing, because it gives me a clarity that I wouldn't have otherwise. And when you get that clarity, you can think about it. And when you can think about it and you can visualize it, you can be like, oh my gosh, this is how my life is going to be when this is happening. And this is going to happen because I will do these things. And this happening will allow me to do this. And I love doing that because of this. And you start to connect with what fascinates you, what you love, all of the good, beautiful things about your dreams and goals, which were God-given, by the way. You're not having thoughts about impacting the world in positive ways just on your own. Like, these things are things that God gave to you because he put you here for a reason. So that's something that I really like to bring up when I'm just talking to people about their dreams and goals, right? And so me staying focused and clear on the fact that everything I do is to help people with their dreams and goals. If I can connect something I'm doing to a thread that is connected to dreams and goals, I love to do it, right? And most of the time you can, because most things that add value to people's lives have to do with some dream or some goal. Now, I do like helping people with some goals versus other goals. That's another thing you just have to hone in on, and that's why it's a lifelong process of understanding the fear of the Lord and finding the knowledge of God. So, where do I want it to show up in my life? I kind of want to be like a protagonist in an anime vibes, like a Naruto. He's just so positive all the time, but there's also an acceptance. And so when it says like making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding, I think of how Naruto had mentors, and I think of how he sought to understand himself, and understanding himself helped him understand others better. Like, he reconciled the hate within himself, and then he was able to help the Nine Tails do that. Then he was able to help Gaara like change and become the like equivalent to the Hokage for his village. And I'm feeling really bad that I'm forgetting the name of Gaara's Hokage ship. Kage ship. We'll call it Kage ship, right? But yeah, I just want those vibes because there's so much positivity and there's so much acceptance. And here I'm seeing the value of wisdom, of like searching for it as for hidden treasures, seeking it like silver. There's an excitement in Naruto's journey because he really cares about the people around him. I think that's what's most important. Like, love is the thing that makes things go round. And it's why I connect with anime so much, because of the human story within it. So that's where I want it to show up in my life. I just want to have positivity and acceptance. And by positivity and acceptance, I mean that like there are times when Naruto would be like, he's gotten some wisdom, right? So the first verse is, you receive my words and treasure up my commandments with you. So he Naruto's in a position where he's gotten some wisdom from some older ninjas. He's made his ear attentive to wisdom. He's inclined his heart to understanding by understanding himself. And he's called out for insight, raised his voice for understanding. He sought it like silver, like he really dove into it, searched for it as for hidden treasures. He always had an excitement about it. And he started to understand what he needed to understand. And he started to become who he needed to become. That's when you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. Not saying he did that, but I'm saying he became who he needed to become. And in that, he would impact people in a way that was really cool. Like, he would then turn around and like come into like some of the like baddest bad guys in the anime, and he would change their heart. And he would change their heart because he had a certain level of positivity and acceptance. And so he would accept the cruel nature of reality and think about it with a positive spin on it, because he had so much love and hope for people. Like, he knew who people were at their core, and he carried that through with his actions and how he treated them. And because he did that, he would change the antagonist of the series into like an assistant or a friend to the protagonist himself. And so I just thought that was really cool, how you can impact people when you have that acceptance and positivity. And I think that hope comes from love. And so I think that love comes from knowing how much you are loved, right? And so how can you apply this to your life? I guess number one is know how much you're loved. That's number one. But I feel like that was kind of tangential, not as much connected, but understanding the fear of the Lord and finding the knowledge of God is directly knowing how much you're loved and seeking to learn how much you're loved. That's another way you could do it. You could also start treating life like a bit of a game, right? Find the excitement. Where are the hidden treasures? What are you seeking like silver? What has you so excited that you call out for insight and raise your voice for understanding? How can you make your ear attentive to wisdom and incline your heart to understanding? Just a little secret here. I like what it says about inclining your heart to understanding and making your ear attentive to wisdom, because when it talks about searching for it as for hidden treasures, I think it comes down to listening and understanding. Because when you listen to people and you understand them, you start to get the hidden treasures of the world. Because the hidden treasures of the world are hidden within people. Like, nothing in the world would have the value that it has if you were alone on the planet. So yes, the Grand Canyon would be cool, but if you had nobody to share it with, just based on our human nature, you wouldn't like it as much. And so I think it's really important to take verse 2 and realize that making your ear attentive to wisdom, so listening, and inclining your heart to understanding, listening to understand, listening and understanding will help you search for wisdom as if it was hidden treasures, because the excitement of life, the spice of life comes from interacting with other people, and that wisdom is going to come from interacting with other people or getting to know yourself. So also listen to and seek to understand yourself. And I thought that was really cool. I just added that. It wasn't in my notes, but just talking about it and reading it made me think about that. That is all we got for you guys today. Seek to know how much you're loved. Start treating life like a bit of a game. You wouldn't be scared to fail if you had unlimited tries. So unless you're going to die or have a lot of your freedoms taken away as a consequence of your action, you should go for it. As long as it's not going to kill you, as long as it's not going to land you in prison or like clinically insane, or it's really going to mess up your life, you should do it, because it's either death, failure, which is like you can recover from and learn from, or success. So if you're not going to die, failure you're going to learn, and success is going to be success. You're going to like it. So thank you guys for watching the show. We will see you on the next one. And on that note, we're out.